and welcome to my little bookish corner of the internet. My name's Harriet. I hope you enjoyed watching our little walk around Godmanchester. Such a gorgeous meadow and the largest meadow within the UK, I believe the sign said. Very, very cool. We actually ended up walking to Huntingdon to get some lunch. It was only a Subway, so I didn't film it. It's not very interesting. But we had a really lovely time and ended up in the Oxfam secondhand bookshop, which is one of my favourite places to go. Staff in there are always really lovely and they have a huge selection of books. And they're always in their dedicated little sections, and it's just such a fun place to go and have a look around and see some lovely books. So I did end up picking up quite a few. I didn't go too crazy because we would have had to carry them all the way back and it was quite a long walk. I think we were out for about 4 hours. Obviously not walking the whole time, we went shopping and had a Subway, but it was still a very long walk. So I'm going to talk through the books that I picked up. I'm also going to talk through the book that I'm currently reading, and I thought it would be nice to later on show you kind of a little bit of a pamper. I've been feeling a bit of a pamper coming on, so I think I'm going to have a bubble bath. I think I'm going to order a takeaway because I've been quite good with my food recently. And I might sit and watch a film, but I haven't decided what film I want to watch. If you can't really guess, I've got the house to myself, so I can do whatever I want to do, and that is just really exciting. So I'll definitely be reading a little bit, and then whatever else happens, I will show you. I'm really excited to just have some time for me. Because I've been at work a lot, I feel like I need a little bit of a relaxation night. So yeah, very excited. But first, I will talk through the books that I picked up. So I probably wouldn't have picked this book up had there not been a deal on, because I actually have it on my Kindle already. I don't know what is going on with me and my Kindle, but sometimes I just really don't want to pick it up. I do like having a physical book in my hands. I think it's just because it's summer. For some reason I don't want to use my Kindle in summer, but in winter I love doing it because I don't know why. I don't know the connection there. Whatever it is, I hope I snap out of it soon because obviously the Kindles are quite expensive and I should get my money out of it. But yeah, anyway, the book that I picked up is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. To be honest, I don't know what this is about. It got recommended to me ages ago, so I picked it up on the Kindle because it was 99p. This was £2.99, but obviously I didn't pay for it, which is wonderful. I'm gonna have to read the blurb because, as I say, I don't really know what it's about. Everything whispered inside me, everything spoke to everything, and I knew it all. I opened my eyes, curious to learn what I would see in the world outside me, if it would be anything like the world inside. And the Times has said it's both a pitch-perfect fantasy and a moving examination of childhood memories and their effect on our adult selves. Superb. So that doesn't really give me a lot, but I have heard a lot of people say this is written really beautifully. Very poetic. I do really enjoy Neil Gaiman's writing personally. I think he's an amazing fantasy author. So I'm very excited to have a physical copy of this. I might try and read it on my Kindle, and then if I really like it, then also I'll keep this as a physical one to reread. I have a feeling I'm going to like it though, and I really like the front cover as well. The next book that I picked up, I decided to go for because I had read another book by this author that I really enjoyed at Christmas time, and that is The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury. I can't tell you just how nice this book feels. Like, the pages are really heavy and it's just really weighty but also really floppy, and it's really nice. Personally don't like the front cover, but that's fine. I do like the colour of it. Again, this is another one I'm going to have to read you the blurb for. I actually didn't read the blurb, I just went for it because I really enjoyed Fahrenheit 451. I thought it was an incredible book. I really enjoyed the writing, so I thought, why not try some more by this author? But anyway, the synopsis. If El Greco had painted miniatures in his prime, no bigger than your hand, infinitely detailed with his sulphurous colour and exquisite human anatomy, perhaps he might have used this man's body for his art. Yet the illustrated man has tried to burn the illustrations off. He's tried sandpaper, acid and a knife, because as the sun sets, the pictures glow like charcoals, like scattered gems. They quiver and come to life. Tiny pink hands gesture, tiny mouths flicker as the figures enact their stories. Voices rise, small and muted, predicting the future. Blending magic, imagination and truth with Bradbury's rich storytelling skills and beautifully crafted imagery, these are startling and thought-provoking visions of humankind's destiny. That sounds wild and a lot more fantastical than the other book that I've read by this author, so very interesting. Don't know where this is going to lead, but I have high hopes for it, to be honest. The next book is another by an author that I've read before and I just want to try more from. I've actually got 2 more of this author's books waiting on my shelves, so this cannot come first, but it was just there and I kind of liked the front cover. It was kind of interesting and unusual, so I figured I'd pick it up since it was so cheap, which is always my excuse. But that is Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. This sounds absolutely mental. I did read the blurb for this and it just sounds so kooky and strange. So I'll read it to you now. Pigs might not fly, but they're strangely altered. So, for that matter, are wolves and raccoons. A man once named Jimmy now calls himself Snowman and lives in a tree, wrapped in old bed sheets. The voice of Oryx, the woman he loved, teasingly haunts him, and the green-eyed children of Crake are, for some reason, his responsibility. Welcome to the outrageous imagination of Margaret Atwood. So yeah, that's that. No idea what to expect. Thought the front cover was quite nice and quite a nice colour as well, so I figured I'd pick it up. If you've read this one, please let me know. I've personally not seen this anywhere, so I don't know what to expect, but I really liked Atwood's writing, so again, another author that I really want to try more from. The next two books I am so happy they had there. One of them I'd actually seen on their social media about a week ago, so I am very lucky to have found it already there. And the other one, I've been looking for books by this author in charity shops for months and months and haven't had any success. So happy that I found a book by that author, but we'll start with the one that I really hoped would be there and wasn't sure if it would have already been sold. But that is J.R.R. Tolkien's Letters from Father Christmas. As far as I know, this is a collection of letters that he used to write to his children and get posted to the house with a stamp from the North Pole on it. And I just think that that is honestly the most precious thing ever. And I've been looking for some really lovely books to read around Christmas time because I have a couple of video ideas in mind to do with Christmas and festive reads. Really want to get into it this year because it's my first Christmas where I actually have 2 whole weeks off as opposed to a single day. I don't think I'll ever be working in retail again if I can help it. I enjoy Christmas too much to only have 1 day off. But yeah, cannot believe that they had this in, and again, it was super cheap. It's got illustrations throughout and actual scans of the letters that he wrote, all of his drawings and things. So yeah, really glad that I have this. I honestly didn't know that it existed until I saw it on the social media post, and I just knew that I had to have it. There's that. I love it so much already and I've not even read it. And then the other book, so I read Jurassic Park in Easter time. Ashley took it on holiday with me when I went to Florida and I really loved it. I want to read the second book so bad, but I've just not got around to purchasing it yet. But this one is Pirate Latitudes. So I've been looking for books that are similar to Pirates of the Caribbean because I absolutely love that series. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. There doesn't really seem to be many books out there that are similar. I know there's a book, I think it's by Tim Powers, called Strange Tides, which the whole Pirates of the Caribbean series, I believe, is based off of. But when I saw this in the charity shop, I knew I had to pick it up because this also came up on a list of books that are similar to the feel of Pirates of the Caribbean. Also, before I start talking about this, does anyone know any books that have a relationship that is similar to Will and Elizabeth's? Because that's kind of why I want to read those books. I just love their relationship so much. I think it's just great and I can't get it out of my head if I start thinking about it. I think it's mainly because I really like the soundtrack for those films, and the specific song One Day is one of my favourite songs that's ever been in a movie ever. I adore it. I think it's wonderful. It's composed beautifully and it really fits with their relationship. I'm really going on a tangent now. But if anyone knows any books that have a relationship in it that are similar to Will and Elizabeth, please do let me know down below because I love it so much. But anyway, Pirate Latitudes. Jamaica, 1665, a lone British outpost in Spanish-controlled Caribbean waters. Its capital, Port Royal, a cutthroat town of taverns and bawdy houses, the last place anyone would expect an attack to be launched on a Spanish stronghold. Yet that is the plan of renowned privateer Captain Charles Hunter and Charles II's ruling governor, Sir James Almont. The target is the sheer cliff and impregnable Matan Carros, guarded by the bloodthirsty Cazala. Hunter's ragtag crew of buccaneers must brave raging hurricanes, cannibals, sea monsters, and the Spanish fleet, but if they succeed, they will make history and a fortune in gold. I cannot wait to read this book. I think it's going to be fantastic. This seems like an autumn winter read to me personally. I think it's going to be really dark and gloomy and gruesome and violent. And I'm just so happy that I found this. Can't believe it was there. And it was one of the free books that I got as well, which makes it even better. So yeah, can't wait to start this one. Anyway, those were all the books that I picked up. I did pick up a little tote bag as well, which is just one of the Oxfam ones that has the reduce, reuse, recycle in it, just because it's cute and it supports charity. And I think it was only £2 or something. And it's better than carrying the books around or getting a plastic carry bag because my Loungefly backpacks are not big enough to carry all those books that I purchased. But yeah, they're all the ones that I picked up. I'm going to get on with the rest of my evening now. It is currently 5:45, so I'm probably going to order my takeaway. I really don't know what I fancy. I think I kind of fancy a curry. Also think I might fancy Chinese. I definitely don't fancy pizza, so at least I know what I don't want. And for the first time ever, I think I want to order myself dessert. I've never done it before. I've never got dessert delivered, so I'm very excited to be able to do that. I think I might get a milkshake and really go all out. I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm going to get on with my evening and I will show you the rest of it, and I hope that you enjoy. Okay, so the book I'm currently reading is The Switch by Beth O'Leary, and this is following Lena and Eileen, and they are grandmother and granddaughter. And you do get to follow both perspectives, which I think is very interesting. It's nice to have two people from quite different age ranges. This reminds me, is it called The Holiday? And they both decide to switch houses because their lives aren't really going the way that they necessarily want them to go. Definitely a lot more emotional than I was expecting it to be, as well as being also funnier than I was expecting it to be at the same time. I am actually really enjoying it. So currently I'm on chapter 9, so page 72, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting on with it well. It's just one of those lovely easy books to read in the summertime. So I'm going to continue to read a little bit of this tonight while I wait for my takeaway to arrive, and then I'm going to watch a film. Still haven't decided what I'm going to watch yet though. Okay, so I've placed my order. I actually just ordered dessert online, and then I'm going to go and pick up a Chinese from a local Chinese because it's always so good. And I couldn't decide. Delivery charges are so expensive, so yeah. I ordered from Creams. I got a milkshake and a cookie dough deal, so I need to go and get my Chinese. I'm also going to pick up a bottle of wine and have a bottle of wine because why not? Well, probably not a whole bottle, but a couple glasses. So yeah, I'm going to run and go and get my food now before the dessert comes because I don't want dessert before I eat my Chinese.